What up with your YouTube and YouTube bust? It's your boy Triple Cup Chuck and I'm up. And everybody that watch football, that like football, I hope y'all enjoyed yourself at the Super Bowl yesterday. But for me, I always been a fan of him since Bobby Abel. Yeah, that's back in the days. I first started watching football with my grandmother. But anyway, though, check this out. Y'all came here to wonder about how to get rid of a crazy, one of them crazy women. One of the women that, that's going to break up your shit or try to fuck up some shit. Those women, the ones you got to be like, okay, if I leave her, is it cheap? Is it cheaper to keep her because she going to fuck up my shit? How to get rid of this woman without collateral damage. That's what you came here for, right? Yeah, that's what we gonna get into. But I want to tell y'all how I came up with this here. It wasn't just out the top of my head. I was, chilling with my homies. We running it. Boom. So while we just running it, I peeped up on, we was talking from one subject to another one, but they had this one that just kind of stuck in my brain, and it just stayed there like, man, this is something that I got to get out to everybody because they really need to hear this because I don't want to see you wasting your money, especially behind this woman that's a dummy that just want to mess up your stuff because you ready to move on and she feel like she gave you more than what she actually gave you. That's why you really ready to move on because she gave you something that she feeling like is more than everything and you like, this ain't shit. I could do way better by myself, and I'm tired of this shit. All that type of thought going through your mind. When you get to that point where you be like, you telling her all these things, this is what they call, purple pill? When you telling her all these things, like, saying, baby, saying, I do this, baby, whatever, whatever, whatever. And then she don't take heed to all this advice you gave her, everything you try to do for her, she's broken. You realize she's broken, and you like, well, I'm trying to get away from you because I could do better by myself. And all thing you do is talk shit. I'd have messed this up because I should have never left out of my masculine frame. I realize this now. So now you want to go to her and say, it's not you, it's me. Certain things that I'm doing and I can't do right by you or whatever thing that you want to tell her or whatever y'all went through and you say it was you, not her. You taking all the blame. And then she still don't want to leave you. That woman right there, that crazy woman right there, the one that's going to break up all your shit. That's what we got to get into. And I got to really go into depth of this here because this is very touchy, feely type of thing that happens. Because, they got people that say they SWJs and Me Too's and all this stuff there, but they don't have nothing for a man when they got certain situations that's all stacked all the way against us. So when I bring this here, it's something that I'd have been through. Because, look, I told you I'm from Louisiana. And if you know anything about Louisiana women, most of them crazy. I ain't going to name the areas, but it's not that hard to figure out. And I've traveled the whole state of Louisiana faithfully. So I know them from every angle, all the different types that's from my hometown. So they got different women in different areas that act differently, and they got women that act the same no matter where you put them at, what nationality is, or what religion they believe in. They gonna have these type of crazy women. Now, this is what happened. I'm rerunning it. So one of my boys, he was saying, this what really made me come up want to do this topic because one of my boys, he was saying, man, forget her. She get on my nerve and it's over with. I just, bitch, get out and all this other stuff throw her out. She don't want to leave. I'll pull a gun out on her. But look, if you do something like that, if she crazy, you going to have to be willing to use that weapon if you pull it out. So I'm saying how to avoid these type of situations. She might get scared, might say, oh, you crazy, and leave. But you playing crazy might lead to her saying, let's see who is the craziest. You can get that scenario because that's why you see a lot of people, they go to back and forth with the relationships where this girl, she'd do something to him, then he come back and do something to her, and it's that back and forth shit. Y'all seen this here. So y'all know that don't work. Now, if you really trying to do this here, because you're trying to stay focused on the shit that you're trying to stay focused on, because you got it, because you got this what you're trying to do, and you're trying to do it, but this something that's hindering you, and you realizing that, so now you're trying to get to that next level. So once you get to that next level, you can't be dealing with people that's still trying to stay here or keeping you down there. You got to stay with people that's on the same level as you. And if she not the one that's going to be able to ride to that occasion, and you realize that, and it's time for you to move on from that 6.5, 7, and maybe an 8 to that big whopping 9 or 10. And when I call a woman a 9 or a 10, I don't care how bad you is, how beautiful you might be. If a woman, for me to be a 9 or a 10, man, she better have a hell of a ass career. That's the only way the bad can only make it to. If you working at a gas station and you the baddest thing I ever seen, you still gonna be an 8 to me. You're not going to that 9 or 10 unless you got a nice ass, fire ass career. Not, I ain't saying job. I said career. That means you actually doing something. So now I feel like I got to step my game up for that. You know what I'm saying? That's where you're trying to go to. You got to leave that alone. So best way of doing that, not to go through that situation. And then I had another friend too. I got to tell you what he had said. This one here tripped me out. He's going to tell me something like, both of them was actually, it's showing two different sides of crazy, but they showing the wrong crazy. He was showing like to just go out, shoot them out, you know what I'm saying, the physical active. Now, the other person, he was saying do crazy stuff like wear your drawers on your head, going to places screaming, you know, start acting crazy and tell her like, and then go to her like, baby, you know what I'm saying, I had, since we really starting to get to know each other and get a little bit deeper, I just want to let you know that I got this rare, something he was saying, you know, stuff like that. And he said he just all of a sudden you just start doing crazy stuff for a while. And he was like, watch how fast you run. I was like, yeah, but do you really want to put yourself through that? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you willing to do that, that's cool. But I'm not finna run outside my drawers screaming or playing with shit and or whatever, just doing stupid stuff like that. However extreme I have to go, nah. I'm good with that one. I mean, that one pretty much self-explanatory, like, nah. But, you know, they got some people be like, you know what? I want to do this route. I mean, hey, it might be adventurous. It might be a story to tell. A lot of times, fucking a lot of these women, it's just a story to tell you. Or it don't really have to be no deep story. It could be just like, yeah, I fucked that bitch there too. You know, that type shit, you know. But, I have to stay away from something like that. Like me personally, nah, can't do it. But, you know, as always, a but when it comes to it, right? Now look, check this out. This but right here this is what I told them how you do this here. Because like I said, first and foremost, you're supposed to stay masculine around a woman. You know what I'm saying? Real, like, you know what I'm saying? Real masculine. And then when you want to break up with this woman, first thing you do is you start acting feminine. You start doing a little back and forth, you know what I'm saying, hits, fits, and shit like that. Play Z games. If you don't know what a Z game is the lack of sleep. Okay, she might got to get up and go to work in the morning. So you wake up in the middle of the night or all through the night or extra early in the morning. So she ain't got to get up to 6. You waking up at about 4:30, and then you want to play and you want to touch and you want to grab and you want to cuddle and you want to hold. And once you're doing that, she gonna be trying to like get some rest and you ain't gonna let her get no sleep. Then you might take your, you know what I'm saying, if you got a little time, find your ways to get your little naps in and stuff like that, because you gotta be dedicated to this here. You come back. Now what you do is, before that night when she ready to go to sleep, you keep her ass up again. You call on the phone. How you doing? What you doing, babe? How your day going? Oh man, I bet you know what I'm saying, just say all kinds of beautiful things to her. Now once you do that, you act jealous around her as well too. You say beautiful things to her, and then you say slick side jealous shit. Like, man, shit, these niggas, I know you the baddest thing in here. I know these niggas can't help but to look at you, but man, shit, you better stop looking at my old lady. Come here, what you doing? You better not be flirting with them dudes. You know, say stuff like that. Cause best believe one thing. You never heard of a stalker stalking a stalker while a stalker is stalking him. Think about how I just said that. If you really start paying so much attention, she gonna pull back from you. She don't want to stalk nobody. That's under her. She gotta stalk from a distance. She gotta be back. Oh, what he doing? It's gonna always be in her mind, wondering what he doing, what he got going on in his life, where he at. But if you right there up under her, it's gonna take you 90 days. But just, you know what I'm saying, first thing is first. You know what I'm saying? I call it like boxing. That's why it's the Z games. You beating her body up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you beating her body up. You know what I'm saying? You wearing her down. And then when you start doing all this extra stuff like, hey, babe, you know what I'm saying, complimenting her, grabbing her, holding her, keeping and staying up under her. Now, if you can go 90 days and do that, guess what? By the time that 90 days over with, she'll be out your life. She gonna leave you. Now, you could do something crazy. It might not even take you 90 days. I'm just saying that for normally that's the maximum. But remember, this not gonna work on every woman all of the time. It's gonna work for most of the women most of the time. So just keep that in mind. But after like 90 days, I'm saying is max. But it could happen within 2 weeks. A week, maybe. You know what I'm saying? 90 days is me just saying, y'all been together for 9 years now, and you gotta pull this off. Yeah, you can't pull off the crazy. Or you can pull off the other crazy. Y'all both go to jail. Now, you in prison. What you doing in prison? Thinking about what you could be doing out on the street. Why would you even go through that? You trying to go to that, I want that 9 or 10. Don't forget that. The only way you can get somebody with a career, unless you have a career, that's the only way y'all gonna meet each other. It might be situations where it don't happen that way, but being in the right place in the right time never could go wrong. Well, know what I'm saying? Hey, if y'all like this video, like, share, subscribe down here. Man, I'm going to keep bringing I ain't going to bring them all the time, but when it be something like, okay, thoughtful like this here, I'm going to keep it. So push that bell so when I do drop them, y'all can catch them. I'm going to try, if I can get enough people behind me, I might start getting on this, like start focusing on this. So this just, know what I'm saying, me to my people. I'm just saying it to my people and for my new subscribers that's coming to rock with me. Know what I'm saying? It's your boy Triple Cup Chuck and I'm out. Thank y'all.